Just in the
Yeah,
middle
we're
of the
gonna start.
conversation? We're just gonna start in the middle of
What
the
do you mean?
conversation.
We're
We're already
starting.
talking. Okay.
Yes.
So it's
Okay,
been,
how are you?
I'm fine. I'm like better now than I was at the beginning of the week or the end of last week. I'm definitely feeling better, but still very sad. It's kind of on and off whether I'll like wake up and feel immediately just so sad, need to cry, or if that happens later in the day, or if it just doesn't happen at all.
Yeah.
There's been like 2 days in the past week where I haven't cried. And that was exciting.
Okay. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Progress.
Yeah, progress for sure. But I'm okay. I have been obviously for those who missed last week, I broke up with my boyfriend on a week and a half ago now. So I've been really just trying to be nice to myself and to make a lot of plans so that I'm not at home. Because if I'm just sitting at home all day, then that's when I really am like, oh, this is a tragedy. How will I ever recover? Yeah.
Yes.
So I can't do that. I need to be distracted by other people. And then also I've just kind of been treating myself a lot. Like if I'm getting pizza, I'm also getting a tiramisu.
Love that.
Like
where are you getting your pizza?
Just from the Slice app.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like recently like fell back into Domino's. I know that's like a trash pizza, but it is insane, the deals.
I love Domino's. Domino's is delicious.
A medium pizza and like the what are they called? Like the little churros.
Yes.
For like $12. Both? Insane. Both?
Oh my God. I love Domino's too, but it takes very long for Domino's to get to me. So I've been ordering from, neighborhood pizza places instead off of the Slice app. Because ultimately, if I am sad and I'm this close to being like, oh my God, my life, I'm alone, I need my pizza to come immediately. I can't be waiting for it.
Right.
Right.
That makes, hello. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. So that's been my week. And, I'm really feeling, I've been watching a lot of Harry Styles, namely the Golden music video over and over and over again, which has been important to remind me that I can be sexually attracted to people.
And people being Harry Styles.
That part of me still exists. So that's just important to tap into, I think, because otherwise it will be a lot of despair. But now, the plus side is if I am available if Harry Styles calls.
Is the Harry Styles crush, is that in the same vein as like the Timothée Chalamet? And no, that isn't the same for you.
I don't think it's the same for me because Timothée to me feels like such a sweet small boy. Like I think you would have to protect him. Like you tuck him in. You tuck in Timothée before bed. Harry is like a rock star.
I agree. Whereas different. Timothée thinks he's a rock star.
And he's not. He's just a sweet little baby cherubic angel boy.
Cherubic is the word to describe Timothée. Yes.
So that's not actually the energy that I want in my life. I don't want like a man because that's very scary to me at this moment. Because I'm a little bit like I will never find love again. But I am interested in like, kind of like an emotional, cool, very sexually charged rock star. Sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. How about like a Tom Holland situation? They're like, I feel like they're in the same group.
Again, no.
Nothing.
Again, not the same.
I just want to test these people out. Okay.
No, Tom Holland again feels to me like, he's cute, but he's like a goof.
He's a total goof.
He's a goof. I'm not trying to like see that there's an end to my sadness by like this like sweet little goof. I'm like, I need.
And I think that Jake Gyllenhaal has already like locked him down. So it's I don't think he would stand a chance. Yeah.
No, you're right. I absolutely don't have a chance with Tom Holland out of these three.
Tom Holland. Yeah, I think you should give it up, Jenny.
You're right. I'm done. I think probably my best shot is Timothy, actually, if you were going to think about it, because we do know he is in New York City waiting in line to vote.
Yes,
So
I do. It's something that has been happening to me during pandemic with everyone wearing masks, thankfully. I'm walking around, I'm seeing people with masks on. I think that they're every other person they actually are. I've like literally asked someone on the street if they were Timothy, because I was like, well, it has to be, you have the locks and you're in New York. So you're
well, when
Timothy,
you only have half a face to go off of,
yeah,
anyone could be anyone.
anyone can be anyone.
That's masks famously are used for disguise.
Yeah.
Famously. You wear a mask to not be to present as someone else, not be yourself. So
oh my gosh, yeah. But they were very receptive. We were actually waiting for pizza together, and I was like, "Can I ask you if you're Timothy?" And he's like, "No," but he had like a Timothy voice, And I was
so
like,
it
"Okay."
was Timothy, and he was lying to you.
Timothy is a liar. Yes. Yeah. No, I believed him, but because he was like very like flattered by it, like he was like, "Oh my God, yeah." So.
I wonder, well, also I think it's Timothy based on his high cheekbones and his chin. If you can't see his chin, how can you be sure?
How can you be sure?
It's a really bad time for people with beautiful chins.
Oh my God, it's the worst time for them.
I
pray for them every day.
I'm really worried about them and how they're doing. If you have a really gorgeous chin and you don't get to show it off.
Like Jay Leno. I think about him all the time.
Oh my God. Wow. I'm really sad, honestly, about, a lot of things, mostly my breakup, but also just that it's also the election and we're still in a pandemic and I was dumped. How can all of these things be true at the same time?
Well, I think if you make it through this, you can make it through anything. I think this is the ultimate challenge for you, Jenny. It won't be easy, but you will.
Wow. Thank you, Andrew. I don't know. I'm like, it's just been, because anytime I'm done feeling sad because I miss Jeffrey and I want to text him, I then can be sad about, oh, fuck, Trump might win. Like, fuck,
It's like,
it just goes from
line. Yeah.
It goes from one to the other to then going back to, I just want to hug my friends.
Absolutely.
And then it goes back to, wait, I can't text my ex.
Yeah.
Which no contact. There's been no contact, which I think is smart and brave and safer.
Oh gosh, yeah, it is one thing after another. Adele did announce that she's not releasing an album ultimately, as I had predicted. I really thought like, hey, why the hell would she be on SNL if she doesn't have anything to promote? And that's exactly what she did. She just went on SNL and she had nothing to promote. And so she made an Instagram post today and she said, I had fun and I'm going to go back into my cave. You'll see me next year. So.
Are you okay? Like, no, how are you doing?
So yeah, that is, I think, it obviously does not surpass the fact that we are in a pandemic and the election is next week, but that's quickly in line behind them. So
yeah, as your own personal tragedy.
It does absolutely suck to not have sad music to accompany this sad time. What am I going to do?
I don't know. I guess listen to Ariana Grande instead. You wouldn't.
No, I would not.
You wouldn't. Okay,
but you would. You did.
I did, and I will, and I continue to. But
and you loved.
And I loved, but she loves her boyfriend right now. So I don't know if this album is going to be the one that I need right now. Like the album when she and Pete Davidson were having trouble is a good album for this moment in my life.
Right. But she had 2 albums up, Pete, no? Or is it just Thank You Next?
Sweetener and then
Thank You Next.
Album called Thank You Next? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Sweetener and then Thank You Next.
Uh-huh.
Sweetener, though, she and Pete are obsessed
then,
with each other.
Like songs like sort of spilled over from Sweetener into Thank You Next, right? Like there was just like, she just had, because there was that was like in 1 year that she released 2 albums.
She's a prolific songwriter and talent. Wow.
First to say. Yeah.
Not to shade on Adele, who takes her time, and we support her in that. But.
Adele, who's trash here, ultimately. Yeah.
Not what I'm saying. Really not what I'm saying. I'm like, I have no receipts. Andrew, any receipts on
I
your end?
have a literal receipt from a purchase that I made yesterday that I'm not too happy about.
What did you buy?
A haircut. Can you even tell that I even got a goddamn haircut?
No, if I
Yeah,
knew you had a haircut, I would have complimented you on it.
exactly. Well, I mean, like, I'm not asking for anything insane, obviously, but you know, I've been going to the same barber for for 6 years, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I went in there yesterday, and the person that doesn't cut my hair was not there, and so they were like, "Oh, well, he's ready for you in the back," and I was like, "Okay, cool." He cut my hair in and out, maybe 15 minutes, and then like as I was like checking out, it's usually like $30 to get a
Mm-hmm.
haircut, which is insane for mine to begin with, I feel. But then like they were like, okay, it's $45, and I'm like, okay, what? And so then and they were like, and I wasn't getting upset, but then the woman thought that I was gonna get upset, and she was like, oh my god, do you want us to like take away the charge? This is such a thrilling story.
I am thrilled though. Did you
uh,
ask for a discount?
no, no, because I was like, you know, I've been coming here for so long. It's fine. I don't want to be like that person that got like refunded, you know, because I want to continue coming here. But I was just like, God, like I didn't know that I was going to be going into, you know, this premium barber, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just like sort of just like sat me in his chair without telling me ahead of time. Hey, he's going to be an extra $15, which is a lot.
That is. That's a lot if
So
that's 50% of what you usually pay.
yes, so
I can't do the
um,
math the other direction, but
I
you know,
don't
it's
think
like,
anyone can. Yeah.
eh, uh,
Uh,
like
but
what percentage more is that? Can't do it.
yeah, but just really, if it was like a really cuckoo haircut, if it was like a jaw dropping, like, oh my God, Andrew got a haircut and we're talking about it for weeks, you know, then like I would be like,
Then worth
okay,
it. Worth the $15.
worth it. But like, no, not this. Not this. So yeah,
I'm
that's
really
my literal
sorry.
receipt.
That's a literal receipt. I guess we're both having pretty shitty weeks.
I would say mine is way worse than yours, Jenny. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
We're not
right.
the same. Yeah.
We are not the same.
Yeah. God.
You're right. You're right. So you win. You had the worst week.
Thank you.
You're
God.
welcome. But my week is getting absolutely so much better in this current moment because I'm so excited about our guest. She's very funny. She hosts an incredible show called Kutti Gang that you can find on Instagram. They also had a special just come out, which is very cool. Or about to come out. She'll correct me. She's very funny and wonderful. Welcome, Zubi Ahmed. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Is your special out or not yet?
It's out. It's on
It is out.
PBS. Okay. Yeah. So if you guys want to check it out, you can go on the All Arts website, allarts.org. Look up Kutti Gang, Kuttigang, and check out our special. We got some really great comedians on there, like Rita Sengupta and Carmen Naidu. Yeah. So
Amazing. Amazing. I just want to be right that like if we want to binge watch it because we're sad and we're just watching a lot of TV, we can do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. How are you doing?
I still haven't seen it. Sorry.
You haven't watched it?
No. I was like so nervous to see it because I was just like, oh, it was shot a year ago. So I'm like, I don't even know my set from that time.
Right. I hate watching myself back in things. It's one of the worst feelings to see yourself. Like, I mean, it's exciting and absolutely I would love to be on camera all the time. But when I personally have to watch it, I'm like, oh no, what am I doing?
But that's like part of our job, right? Like you have to watch back. It's like watching like your plays back or whatever and seeing like the mistakes you made and whatever. It's exhausting.
It is exhausting. And wow, I've never thought of myself as like a football player, but happy to do so.
I only think
I know we are.
We're football players. I mean, I'm a football player in the sense that I wear tight pants that show off my butt.
Nice.
In that way. In that way, I have something in common. But how are you doing? How is your week? What is going on?
I'm doing all right. You know, hanging in there. I was like, hanging on what? Like hanging on to my hopes and dreams, like literally.
Yeah, we're all doing that though. We're just clutching at them. Like, please don't go anywhere. Like, I need
right?
Yeah.
I really thought at the beginning of the pandemic, I was like, oh, okay, so comedy is over, right? And I kind of just like put it to rest. And then like people were doing like Zoom and stuff like that. And I was like, oh man, we still doing this?
I guess we are. Zoom shows, I don't know. I think actually I'm never sadder than when I'm in a Zoom show.
Really?
As someone who's been pretty sad recently, like I think there's nothing that hurts or there are things that hurt more, but it hurts a lot to be like, wait, my punchline, I'm getting nothing and I'm staring at all these faces in Zoom.
Yeah.
Bombing in Zoom is like, I don't know.
It's tough.
Turn off
but
my
you
camera.
know what?
Hi.
Have you ever been on a date that was so bad that you're like, I wish I was at an open mic?
Not in a while, but about to have those again, I guess. Cannot wait.
I've been on a few of those. I was like, this is a waste of my time. I should have just been at an open mic.
Hopefully,
which is saying a lot.
Yeah, that is saying a lot because open mics are famously not the best place to be. No.
I mean, there are definitely some good ones.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I miss
definitely
them.
some good ones.
I miss the good ones a lot.
Yeah, and you know, met a lot of friends through open mics and stuff like that. But it is hard to sit through a lot of comedy and also go up and bomb, you know, because you're trying new stuff out and yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a lot to take.
It is so much to take. So are you dating currently? When were these dates?
So currently I'm dating 2 guys right now.
Oh wow.
Zubi, okay.
I'm like, because I feel like such a bad person because I'm like, you shouldn't be doing this in the middle of a pandemic, you know? But I also blame my parents because they're trying to get me married to some guy in Bangladesh, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if you guys like know about like arranged marriages and stuff like that.
I know, and I'm not sure if this is problematic or not, so please tell me. I watched
Indian Matchmaking.
Yeah, Indian Matchmaking on Netflix. So
yes.
I think a lot of my info is from there. Yeah,
and honestly, I am so thankful for that show because now I can say biodata and white people get it. I'm like, this is amazing. I mean, obviously there are like problematic aspects to that show, like the fact that it's only highlighting, I mean, like Seema Taparia, I'm sure she only has Hindu clients, but it's also prevalent. Arranged marriages are also prevalent in the Muslim community as well. And I guess it's just like not in her realm to be talking about Muslim arranged marriages and stuff like that, or arrange any Muslim marriages, because they do things like matching horoscopes in the Hindu culture that we don't really do in Muslim cultures, right?
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, just a little bit of an educational
side. No, I didn't know that.
This.
That is really interesting because I guess if you're only seeing the one-sided version of what it's like, because I guess we could have a new matchmaker in a whole nother season. I would be into that.
Right? I would love to see that. So it is kind of like Indian matchmaking where like the matchmaker that my parents got is in Bangladesh. So all of these matches that I'm getting like currently have been like guys that live in Bangladesh right now.
Wow.
Right. And in the past it's been like from like aunts and things like that they would like send like guys biodatas and stuff like that. And like I've been on so many of these like arranged marriage dates that I'm like I should have been able to pick one by now, you know. But they're all just like not good matches, and it's really hard to explain to your parents about these things. Because they're so used to that mindset where it's like, you know, well, he's good, like he's got a job, he's you know, maintaining his family, blah blah blah, whatever it is, but they don't see like personality. They're like, what is personality?
Right, does that matter? You're like, I want banter.
Right, I want to be able to talk to my spouse, and like my family's just like, why you need to talk?
So what would the logistics be of if you married one of these men who isn't in the US? Like, would they come here?
That's what I'm like trying. So this one guy that my parents are like really obsessed with right now, like every single one they've gotten like really obsessed with, but somehow I've been like able to weasel my way out of the situation, you know. But this one, they're like, no, we're gonna get you married to this man and you're gonna like it. And I hate to be that person who's like you know, bringing a bad light on my culture right now, but it's like, this is tough. This is like, it's not my parents' fault. It's not this guy's fault. It's not my fault. It's just that, you know, their mindset is from a different generation.
Yeah.
And for them, like, society is such a bitch. They really take everything that other people are saying to heart. And it's really hard to get them out of that and be like, so like, you know, society is not going to be helping you when you need help. So what, you got a daughter who's married and now you can say your daughter is married and like, you know, she's successfully started a family or whatever it is. Like, sure, you can brag about these things, but like your problems are still going to be there, you know? Right. And so much of it is like, my parents think that their problems will all be removed once I get married. So they're really, really adamant about me getting married to this guy because he's a doctor, and everyone, like the matchmaker, my grandma, everyone is saying that he's such a sweet person, he's so great, and all this and all that. And so my dad is saying, oh, okay, so we're going to go to Bangladesh in January and we're going to get you married to him.
Wow.
And then like, we'll figure out the green card situation and stuff like that. It's been like giving me such a like,
or like, that sounds
like, I get
stressful, Zubi.
I'm really, really stressed out. I wake up every morning like full of anxiety, like, you know, thinking about what my parents are going to tell me about the situation and stuff like that. I started seeing a therapist because I'm like, I can't be like keeping all of this inside. I'm sorry, I'm like,
no, oh my God. No, please. We love therapy on this podcast. We love therapy on this podcast.
Shout out to BetterHelp, you know? It's really been so helpful just to talk to somebody outside of my family and stuff like that. Oh my God.
No, it's okay. That's a lot. Like, I can't imagine being like, wait, in January, only a few months, they want you to get married. I'm
like, I really want to make my parents happy. I really, really want them to get what they want because I feel like they deserve it. But I don't want to be married to this guy. Like, it's so stupid.
It's not stupid. I mean, it's how you're feeling is not stupid. Or
I don't know how to tell them that it's just not working out, because like, he's talked to me a couple of times and like he's like messaged me on WhatsApp and stuff like that. And like, I don't know what I just don't feel any kind of attraction or any kind of connection to him.
And it's so important that you do, if that's something that you want.
Yeah. And sometimes I wish I could just be like that, like cold stone bitch who's just like, you know, this is a compromise that you need to make. That's fine. Live your life after you get married, whatever, like deal with this, you know. But my brain and everything inside of me is just like, this is wrong. Just you don't want this. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. And yeah, so that's why I'm like dating around in the middle of a pandemic, and I don't even know how to tell my parents that like I'm doing this because I don't want to end up unhappy in a marriage, you know.
Of course. And you deserve to not be unhappy in a marriage. And it's so sad that it's such a generational difference too. It's like, I don't know.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm like brought down the mood. So.
No, you don't. Oh my God. Don't be sorry at all. This is, I mean, like, so happy.
Like Andrew has no idea what to say right now.
No, you have to get this out.
I was not planning on like talking about any of this, but then it's just like all just spilled out.
Who's
it matches the tone. It
Yeah,
matches the tone of like what we're talking about. We're sad.
We're sad too.
Yes. You're matching us.
Yeah,
ultimately.
you're meeting us where we are. So
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, who plans anything? Like this is real. This is what's really happening. How is in terms of other people in your family, like are there other young women who are going through something similar? Or are you the only person who's kind of at this like marrying age right now?
Right now, so it's me and like a cousin who's like a year older than me. Because all of my cousins on my dad's side, they're all that are of age are married.
Okay.
So none of them have to go through this, but my cousin who's a year younger or older than me, on my mom's side, she's not really getting anything right now because she's in med school. So they're like, you know, like once she's done with her schooling, then we'll bother her, you know, whatever. But so that's why it's like, yeah,
you're a comedian, you have to go through this. That's not fair.
I know. Actually, you know what? So I'm so afraid of like being myself with these arranged marriage guys. It's because like it's set up by your parents, like elderly people, you know? So I think that's the problem a lot of the times with these setups that are for marriage, through your elderly, you know, whoever it is, aunts and uncles or whatever, because you can't really be yourself because you're scared that they're gonna go and tell people things that you don't really want, you know, people like your parents to know about and stuff like that.
Right, because you want to be able to just, especially with someone who's going to be your future spouse, be who you are and be open and like, but this person has all of this pressure already. That's so hard.
So I did tell him, I was like, I still don't feel good about this marriage. And he gets so defensive. He's just like, okay, well, just tell them that you don't like me. And I'm like, I wish that me saying no would matter because it doesn't. And it's like such a, like the cultural, I guess, I don't know if it's sexism or what, but like if I say no, then it's like, oh, you're putting shame on us, you're putting shame on our family because we like this guy, we think he's good, and like, you know, we want this relationship to happen, and if you say no, you're making us look bad by saying no. So anytime I reject a guy, if I reject this guy, like it will come back on me like tenfold. So I tried explaining that situation to him. I'm like, you could just say no. And he's like, I feel like he just doesn't want to say no. Like he really wants to marry me. And I'm like, I don't know why. I've asked him so many times, like, why do you want to marry me? He can't give me like a straight answer. And I feel like that's a fair question to ask somebody who's just saying yes to marrying you on sight.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely. Definitely that's a fair question. But I mean, also, damn girl, you're undeniable. But yeah, he should be able to tell you this is why. I like, especially if you're about to share a life with someone, you don't want it to be like any questions. That's so freaking hard. That's like what an impossible situation you're in, Zubi. I wish like I wish I could be helpful. And like, cause
it's okay.
No, but I understand how hard it would be to also go to your parents and be like, no, this really isn't what I want. Especially if you don't want to disappoint them and you know that they're not going to take it well. It's so hard. Especially if it's such a cultural thing too.
But I've been trying to like distract myself with, you know, in other ways. I think that definitely like comedy has been helping a lot. I've been doing like a lot of sourcing on my Instagram as well, just like how have your like situations been, and like I've gotten a lot of like responses from other people on like their dating situations and stuff like that, and it's been nice to know that like I'm not the only one going through this, and like it's been relieving, and just getting those messages, like even you guys like just being like, hey, like this sucks and we're here for you and stuff like that, it really helps a lot, you know? To like get through like each day even. Like
have other women, have you heard positive or negative things about what they're going through in terms of like this kind of arranged marriage moment? Like anyone who's super happy with what happened, or anyone who's like, I successfully was able to tell my parents absolutely not?
Yeah, there's been, so nobody's messaged me being like, I'm happy with arranged marriage, you know? Everyone has kind of been like, I put my foot down and like told my parents like, no, like, leave me alone. And I think that a lot of these women probably, I think most of them don't live with their parents. And for me, it's difficult because I live with my parents, and like, it's constant, like, you know, like you're hearing the situation, you're listening to them talk about you, you're listening to them they talk to you about you, like, you know. So I think it's a different situation when it's like you're kind of removed from them, you know, so you don't have to like constantly listen to it, or like just being in the same, like my parents don't bring it up to me like every day, it's just that like being with them, like this is what I think of like the minute I wake up, right? Because like that's kind of where our household is at right now, is getting me married. So it's a tough situation, but so tough. Yeah,
especially, I mean, it's just so hard to be like, oh, but I have a career that I care about and dreams that I want to pursue, and I'm a little bit interested in marrying someone who thinks I'm funny and I think is funny, and we have a fun time together, and I want to have sex with, which I can't imagine saying to a parent, but like.
I remember I got so angry one time with my mom, and I was just like, what did I say to her? I was like, if you want me to marry him, you're not going to get any grandchildren. Because I know like that all they want is grandchildren at the end of the day, right? I was like, you're not getting any grandchildren because I'm not going to let him touch me. And first she laughed, and then she was like, how could you say that?
I think it's a good card to play though. Like, nah, not for, he's not going to be the one if you want this.
Yeah, exactly. It's like 2-3 years down the line, and you're like, where are my grandchildren? I'm like,
hey, sorry.
We live in different houses.
Right, we're doing it I Love Lucy style. I sleep in my own bed.
Wait, did they really?
I Love Lucy? Yeah, they, because of the restraints on like cable television at the time, like they weren't allowed to have a couple sleep in the same bed. So they like slept in separate beds.
But they were like married in real life, so
I think in real life they did, but for the show.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like even for television, like they were married in real life, so it should have been like okay. But I know that like they also didn't say the word like pregnant on television at that
100%.
time. So that
I know it's wild. Like you can only like our movies only get, or PG-13 movies get one fuck and one fuck only. You can only say fuck one time for it to be PG-13. The rules were very strict.
Is that true?
Yes.
Really?
You have to decide when the fuck is going to happen.
A PG-13 movie. Wow.
Hamilton on Disney Plus. They only got one fuck.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Was it earned? Do you think?
It was earned. They picked a good fuck.
Okay, that's a good fuck.
Wait, which one was it?
Oh God, I gotta go look it up and I'll tell you. But I remember reading about this, that they had to choose when the fuck is gonna happen.
When the fuck is gonna happen.
So wow. Okay. I have another follow-up question.
Yes.
Are there any potential people in the US who you could meet this way? Or no, it's always going to be someone who's in Bangladesh?
I have met a few people here that my parents have like tried to set me up with, and you know what? There was one guy that I did end up liking, but then I remember like, so the way like some of these dates happen is that like our families will go to like a big like Indian restaurant or something like that and like meet everyone and stuff like that. So I remember meeting him. This was set up by my aunt and uncle in Chicago. So this guy came from Chicago, and my aunt and uncle came from Chicago as well. And we had like a huge lunch with him and his aunt, uncle and cousin. And like my family was there too. And I kind of like, I liked him. Like, you know, I like seeing his bio data. I was kind of like, you know, like not really for me, whatever.
Yeah, which
But
is,
then
it's kind of like seeing a dating profile too, where you're like, I don't know how I feel about this photo, or like this answer isn't necessarily right. But you get so much information, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
It's a lot of information, and some of it is lies too.
Okay. As always, as every dating app.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, I really want to see this guy, whatever. And then like we went on that like arranged marriage date and saw him, and I thought he was cute, and also liked the way that he interacted with everyone, and you know, also interacted with me and everything. So I was like, yeah, let me get his number. I like go to my parents, I'm like, let me get his number. And then they just became so shady. They wouldn't get me his number. I asked my uncle to give me his number. It like wouldn't do that either. And then like I did some like light Facebook stalking and found out he was getting married to somebody else, and I was like,
no.
Oh no.
I was so upset. I was like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, he went like, so I stalked him like maybe like a couple months after our date, and like, you know, I got ghosted by him and his entire family, you know.
Oh my God, right. Not just him, also his parents and aunts and uncles and everybody too.
Exactly. So after that, I looked him up and saw that he was like engaged to someone else, and I was like,
oh my,
this is why nobody would give me his number. Because my parents were like trying to be like, oh, you know, we found some shit out about him that we don't like, you know, whatever. I don't know if he's a good guy for you and blah blah blah. I was like, why can't they all be like this? You know, why do I have to be the one to be like, I want to marry him?
Right. And then this
so
time,
it's kind of an easy
time
out.
you're like, oh, we're kind of connecting. I would date this person.
The one time, girl.
One time. That's so freaking frustrating.
Yeah.
I just, because I have to imagine, it's like, I know your parents are really pressed for it to happen soon.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I like, if there's a case for, hey, I actually was interested in someone, it didn't work out, and I think maybe this could work, but I'm not interested in this person. Can we please keep trying?
Yeah. And
like,
no, there isn't anyone like that. Even like, there was one guy that I dated that I thought would be like perfect because you know, he's not Bengali, but he was Indian. He was South Indian. He's like Malay, like a Malayalam guy. And I really thought that like there could be a future there. We had started dating before the pandemic. But he lived in Minnesota, but his family was here in New York. So he would like visit a lot and stuff like that. So our first date was literally like the day before he was going back to Minnesota. And then but then like a couple weeks later he came back, and we like went on a bunch of dates then too and stuff like that. And then the pandemic happened, and I don't know what happened, but like, you know, we would FaceTime and we would talk, but like it felt like things were fizzling out, and like I kept hoping that like, you know, things would be good, and like, you know, but I think the communication there was just never there, you know, like we never defined ourselves in a relationship. We never said like, you know, we are boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. That never happened. And part of it is my fault. I do take responsibility in that, because I'm also the type of person who's just like dating around and stuff like that. And I think the part of that reason is because like I was a very late bloomer. I did not date in high school or college. So now that I'm like finally finding my footing in dating, it's really hard for me to just like be in a relationship, you know? Because sense. Because like now I'm just like learning about like the types of people that I like. And because when I was younger, I would be like, I don't know what my type is. I can't be sure of my type because I haven't dated, you know, so I don't know.
Right. You're finally in this like learning, growing, figuring out what you like.
Exactly. So that part of that was like, I didn't want to just like put myself in a relationship without knowing, you know, or like exploring other options even. That sounds terrible to say, but
no, I mean, I get it. And it's also really hard during the pandemic too, when everyone's time is in such a weird vortex where it's like you feel like you have so much time during the course of the day. And like also if you're separated from each other and you're long distance now, to like maintain like an exciting kind of like spark in a relationship, you know, is so hard. It's like it makes sense that there might be some fizzle.
And we were supposed to see each other in August. But then like so many things happened in his family. Like I think like his uncle in India had died from COVID, and then his grandma also passed away. Not from COVID, but like she's like older. So he was dealing with a lot. So I was like, I don't want to like bring up like, what about us? You know?
You still like me?
And I tried like recently not recently, but like a few weeks ago, texting him and seeing how he's doing. But his texting is really bad as well. And like he's rarely ever the first one to reach out. So I'm like, you know what, let well enough be. I hope him all the best. I wish him all the best. And I hope he finds, you know, what he's looking for, and that like he's okay. Especially mentally, physically, you know, it's been a lot going on. And he also works in like the environmental justice sector. So like he's also involved with a lot of the justice reforms and all of these things.
He's busy. He really needs Biden to win.
Yeah,
do, but he really needs it.
Even though he was like a hardcore Bernie bro, I felt so bad for him.
Sorry, dude. You gotta adapt.
Yeah, exactly. So,
was he a setup, or did you meet organically?
We met through this Muslim dating app called Minder. Yes, it is a terrible place to be, but also like I did meet some good people on there. Like I think that he's probably the only one that I liked. But he's carrying the torch for all the men on that, on that app.
I mean, one out of 1,000 or whatever it is pretty good. Also for Tinder, also Grindr. I feel like for all of the ers. Many bad. Are your parents open to you meeting someone on a dating app? I mean, aside from this person that they're obsessed with, but
yeah, they definitely are. They're a lot of the times they're just like, well, if you just found somebody yourself, we would be fine. And I'm like, how do I just go like dating people and be like, well, we gotta get married in like 2 weeks, okay?
Right.
You know, and I don't want to be that person who was like, I need to get married now. So like, putting that pressure on the people that you're dating is unfair, and you can't do that, you know.
And ultimately does freak out, I think.
Exactly.
A lot
freaks me out.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. What is the interface of Minder like?
I wish I could show you, but I got off of all
You
these
got off
apps.
it right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's fun.
I met one guy on Bumble, and I'm dating him as well. And
Okay.
he's great. I never thought I'd like dating an actor, but
Oh.
yeah, I've been
Sick.
against dating actors because I felt like there's, I don't know, Jenny, you're not an actor, are you?
I am an actor. I'm an actor comedian, but I also need to say, for this podcast purposes, we don't like dating actors on this podcast.
We don't.
We love therapy, and we
love
don't
therapy, and we hate dating actors.
I just feel like a lot of actors are very sensitive.
They are. They need to be a star, and they need a lot of encouragement because people tell them no all the time. So they really need you to be like obsessed in love with them.
Yes, that's very kind and everything, but they're usually fucking annoying as well. Like, just like the worst people. Like, I go to like a Broadway karaoke bar. Absolutely not. Thank you. I will not be attending.
Andrew, I'm an actor.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. Sorry, you're not included.
Oh my god. The tension.
Wait, would you go to a Broadway karaoke? You would.
Yes. I have done that for fun on purpose. I go to Marie's Crisis for fun, Andrew, and
I go there ironically. I will go like at the end of the night after I'm sufficiently smacked to make fun of everybody else there.
That's the right time to go. But then also, I'm sure you're singing.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm talking with other people, and then the person at the piano will be like, hey, stop speaking. We're singing Rent right now.
Okay, and then Andrew, that's annoying.
Yeah, maybe I'm the other side of the coin then. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Mom and Dad are fighting. Okay.
I love this.
Sorry.
Oh
continue.
my god. You know what? I would totally go to a Broadway karaoke.
Really?
I didn't know Broadway very well because I thought Broadway was a different world. I grew up in New York and I didn't know Broadway was right there.
Down the street. It's right up in Midtown.
It's like New York is just so vast. There are parts of New York that I look at and I'm like, this was here this whole time?
Yeah, Zubi, I would love to take you to Marie's Crisis once we're allowed to be breathing and singing on each other. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, we should do it. I will, because I love the only like Broadway songs that I really know are like Defying Gravity, and
they'll sing that.
They sing that 3
Hard Knock
Life.
God. Don't get them started on Defying Gravity. Yeah.
Okay, so you met this guy on Bumble. Mm-hmm. He's one of the 2 guys you're dating. Would you consider the guy your parents like the other guy, or is there another guy? Because you said there were 2 guys that you're dating.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that so the other guy I'm dating, he's Bengali, so I feel like they would definitely prefer him over the Bumble guy, because Bumble guy is Puerto Rican, gigantic Puerto Rican man, and an actor. Okay. So I feel like he's got like all of these things against him.
Wait, when you say gigantic, when you say gigantic, what are we talking about exactly?
Very tall, brolic man.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I thought you might have been talking about the genital area, but
Andrew was waiting for that.
That's what I was.
Andrew leaned in, just like.
It's like you were like casually like, yeah, he has a fucking huge schlong, yeah.
But I'm like, well, what about our conversation with Zubi?
Yeah.
Talking about his dick.
Yeah, he's hung like a horse. Okay.
No. I knew you meant that he was tall. And
thank you, Jen.
I wanted to clarify. Okay. Sorry.
And broad shoulder. I'm picturing like he's got shoulders.
Yes. And I feel bad whenever I'm dating like a really tall guy, because I'm like, I'm 5'2". Like, I have no business dating someone that
I do the same thing.
He's 6'3".
It's fun though. It's really fun. We deserve whatever we want. Someone to help us take things off of shelves. I need a lot of help.
So yeah, and also like this one time, so I have a friend who's 6'2", and when I was in school for TV production, we did a lot of like multicam work and stuff like that. So we would also play like the actors and stuff in these scenes, and we got to see ourselves on the screen. And one time my friend was standing next to my short ass, and we look at the screen and I'm like, this looks hilarious, like the height difference. I was like,
yeah,
this is what I look like next to tall people.
Yeah, it's funny in a delightful way. It's like a comedy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nothing to hate there. A lot of things to love, I think. Okay.
You gotta have a lot of apple boxes when you shoot.
Yes. Gotta have an apple box. You get help getting picked up sometimes. That's fun. I'm a fan. You know, we love. Make him work, gotta bend down, if talk to you, to see you in their frame of sight. We love that.
Exactly. So the other guy, I met him through Instagram, and this was maybe 3 weeks ago. He had like started DMing me. I never take these DMs really seriously, but he was so like natural. Like it felt just like, you know, talking to a friend. Like he was just asking me questions and stuff like that, and like really just like getting to know me. So I feel like if anybody needs examples, like a good example of how to DM people, this would be a great example of that. Like
you got to read it for us if you got it.
All right, I got you. Yeah.
You got
to
hear it.
So he hit me up. Let me see.
I also got to say, Zubi, you have so many fun things going on. You don't need to marry a doctor in
in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry. We have talked so much. Okay.
That's good. I love that it's good to scroll up.
It's a lot to scroll through. So I think so. I had posted on Instagram, like, would you guys like to hear more about my experiences with like arranged marriage and stuff like that? So he responded to that and he was like, yeah, definitely. What do you think of them? And would you want one? So then I was like, definitely good question to start with. And he was like, LOL, a question that I ask myself all the time. It stuff's getting old. And I was like, for sure, man. Have you gotten a lot of setups? So like I sound like I'm just like, you know, chill, you know.
Yeah.
So then he tells me about his mom trying to set him up, and then he was like, I thought I'd meet my soulmate on my own. What about you? And I've been set up so I was like, I've been set up so many times, it's exhausting. I thought I'd find somebody on my own too, but even that is exhausting. And he was like, aw, so what do you think turned you off about the guys you met or been set up with? Like, what do you not like about them? So then like this conversation just kept going, and you know, and then I told him about the one time my parents took me all the way to London to meet a guy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. They were like serious.
Yes. Well, they sound serious. That's what I'm getting from. They sound very serious about this.
Yeah. So it was really. So he just started like a very like friendly conversation. He didn't like try dropping any lines or anything like that. Maybe like 2 or 3 days later, he was like, so I'm not really good at like flirting, but like I think you're really cute and would love to take you out or whatever. And then I was like, yeah, I mean, why not? You seem like a great guy. And
that's
so
so sweet.
we like, yeah, so we started talking, gave him my number, and like we've been seeing each other. Like I saw him twice so far.
That's great. So, that's really sweet and smooth getting in and being a nice listener, asking about you and your opinions.
Exactly. You know, and he's also a physical therapist, so he gets COVID testing like every week.
Okay.
I just wanted to let people know I'm not trying to be reckless. You know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, have you gone on like outdoor dates mostly? Is that what you're doing?
I've been, so we went on a park date
too.
And most of them are like me and the guy like in his apartment or something like that, you know? So it's like we're not like gathering with like other people and stuff like that. But both of them do like regularly get tested for COVID because like one of the, like as an actor, he has to, you know, if he's doing work on sets, so he has to get tested, and then this guy is like getting tested every week for his work too. So
I'm really impressed, honestly. I'm very impressed that you're managing to date 2 people right now during a pandemic.
I was having like a panic attack today because both of them want to see me tomorrow, and I was like,
wow.
And you have a doctor who wants to marry you. You've got all 3 right now.
Wow. It's like a modern day Mrs. Doubtfire moment. You're really balancing a lot.
You are.
You know, you think that this is what you want, that you want like all these people obsessed with you, but no, it's a lot. Like, I want to be left alone.
It's like you're managing like multiple jobs. Like you're managing multiple full-time jobs at once. Yeah.
You're a freelancer. This is a gig economy moment for you.
I am. You know, like honestly, before COVID got me all fucked up, I was freelancing like camera work and stuff. So.
And now you're doing it with guys. Now you're just juggling and scheduling your guys.
Exactly.
Were there any other receipts that you wanted to read?
Sure. Okay, so these are from the past when I was on
pandemic, when you were on the dating apps.
Yeah. So this one guy I wanted to share just because I thought it was funny. So I want to preface this by saying I am bisexual, and I used to on my bios and stuff like that on my websites, I would put like queer, Bangladeshi Muslim woman or whatever. And I removed that since because I realized that if a guy looks at my website, he like one guy like literally just like stopped talking to me, like ghosted me. And I really, really thought that like things were going well with him. And I really liked talking to him and everything. But then like once he saw, I shared my Vulture article with him, and I guess my website was on there. And sorry, my mom just walked in.
Hi.
Doors are please. Sorry.
No, I mean, you do live at home. That's
I should have locked it. It was locked earlier, and this happened last week as well on Gabby Jordan Brown and Lucas Arnold's podcast. Where my mom just walked in and dropped off laundry.
Nice to have the laundry done though. That feels good. That sounds pretty good.
Oh no, she was dropping off laundry for me to fold.
Oh, okay. Okay, not as good.
But okay, so yeah, a lot of guys will stop talking to me, or I'll get messages like this. So this guy I was talking to, I met him off of Minder. So he's Muslim, and I don't know if I should say his ethnicity, but I guess it doesn't matter, whatever. Where do I start? Okay, so I asked him about like shows that he was watching or whatever, and he didn't respond that night. But the next morning, he goes, "Yeah, SUV or How to Get Away with Murder, like, you know, the shows he likes to watch." And then SVU, yes, SUV.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
He's just watching cars go by.
Thank you. That's exactly what he wrote, though.
Oh, okay.
So he was like, WID. So you buy, by the way? This is a morning text, you guys.
Okay.
At 9:55 a.m. So then I guess like I responded to him like a couple of hours later, and I was like, just woke up and yeah, I'm bi. Sorry, I didn't tell you earlier.
Good morning, I'm bi.
And then he goes, "Oh damn, I like that," with the eyes. You know?
Oh yeah, the big-eyed.
Yeah.
Big-eyed emoji.
So then he goes, "I wanna watch you lick some pussy."
Whoa.
I was like this dating is so hard as it is, but like as a bisexual woman, like I just want to stab myself in the eye with the messages that I get sometimes.
Stab
I'm
him
like,
in the eye, Zubi.
how-
Stab that guy in the eye.
I'm just like, damn, I will never find love, because like it's either you get like ghosted because men don't want anything to do with you, or with your sexuality or whatever, or it's this, they want threesomes and they want
It's fetishy.
yeah. So I was like, not the response I was looking for, but not shocked by it either.
Yeah. You're real. Oh my God. What about, I mean, I guess the other end is you could date women who aren't,
Yes.
probably aren't going to be gross like that.
No, I've had really good experiences with women, but I feel like we're all just so afraid of feelings that we hold ourselves back from it, you know.
Yeah.
I also like I haven't come out to my parents about it, so you know, I feel like they wouldn't accept it, because you know, as you can tell from what we've talked about, they're
they
very
really
traditional.
would like some marriage,
So
some grandchildren, and
exactly. So like I don't like I recently like stopped dating women just because like I don't want to hurt any of them in the long run, because like if I'm dating and like I'm just like, oh, but this is not going to go any further, you know, like I think that's mean and unproductive. So yeah.
But hard for you too. But also, yeah. I mean, just not fair for you or the potential partner.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
Sad and hard.
It is what it is. I don't want to be making people sad.
No, but I mean, I'm really impressed, honestly. Like, this is a really hard situation you're in, and you can have a sense of humor about it and continue to try to meet people and find love for yourself, and also stand up for yourself as much as you feel like you can in each moment, and like working more on doing that. Like, that's amazing. That's amazing. This is so hard. So I'm really impressed. Like, didn't know that we would end up talking about all of this today, but like,
I didn't either.
But I think you're like so strong to be able to do, like, to be true to yourself and also have like all these hard pressures at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's life, right? You just got to push through all of the negativity and stuff and things that just make you feel badly about yourself.
Yeah.
But it's just one side of it. It really is just one side of life, and the rest of it is, you know, the good food that you get to eat.
Right. I mean, like, and killing at a show and traveling.
Yeah. I really love my parents, because outside of this whole, you know, marriage situation, they really are such fun people to be around. Like, I'll have breakfast with them and like joke around with them. Even like today, my mom like came into my room and so my mom bought this new what's it called, duvet for her bedroom, and it was a Tommy Hilfiger duvet cover, whatever. And she really gets excited about like name brand stuff, you know, whatever. She loves to treat herself, you know. So because she's never been able to do these things for herself, you know, but now she's getting like a steady income and stuff as a homemade for my brother. And so she gets really excited, and this is a Tommy Hilfiger duvet, and my dad last night ripped off the Tommy Hilfiger tag because I guess it was bothering him. So my mom comes into my room, the Tommy Hilfiger tag, and she's like, do you have a hot glue gun, crazy glue, anything? How do I put this back on? Your dad is insane. just like, you cannot glue this back on, you know? That is not happening. So it's things like that, you know, like my whole life, I really thought like my parents should get a divorce. Like, you know, parents, brown parents especially, they'll be like, you know, we got to stay together for the kids. You know, it's always about the kids. I was like, and as a young kid, I would be like, if you loved us, you would have separated a long time ago. You know, but then through the pandemic and being home with them for so long, I was like, man, nobody else will love you the way that you are. So you do belong to each other.
They found each other. That's
beautiful. So yeah, I mean, I love spending time with them. I will say this, like my dad was one of my like comedic inspirations my whole life, you know. Things, because of life, he's changed a lot and stuff like that, but I do remember like when I was younger just looking up to him and how much people loved being around him. Because dude, I'll tell you, he was the life of the party. He was always cracking jokes, always making people laugh, and dinner parties were not complete without him, you know, because he would be like the one just bringing life to everything. So he's one of my inspirations, you know. So I do want to end this by saying, like, as much pressure I feel from them on the topic of marriage, they are individually such great people who have brought such value to my life and to everything that I do. It's been inspired by them, you know.
Yeah. No, it's so sweet. And I mean, I have to believe and hope that you'll end up with someone that you're happy to be with and that makes you happy. And just sorry that it's so complicated right now. But I know, because you're gorgeous and funny and you've got so much awesome stuff going on. Like, you'll find someone, and this is just a lot of outside world stuff.
Yeah. A lot of noise.
A lot of noise. Well, Zubi, I think everyone who's listening should follow you. How do they do that? How do they do that? Where do they find you?
So you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at DamnZoob. That's DamnZoob. DamnZoob. If you want, you can find me on YouTube too.
Oh yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Subscribe.
I have a little talk show. I'm trying to bring it back, but you know, I talk to like South Asian like creatives and stuff like that. It's called Late Afternoon with Zubaira. So you can check that out too if you're interested. Follow Kutti Gang as well. Yeah.
Amazing. And yeah, just to every listener, I also believe everyone who's listening is going to find the person for them too.
I do. I believe it. I believe it. I think that, you know, we all just need to have like open hearts and minds and, you know, give it all a chance, whatever it is, whatever it might be. I feel like at the end of the day, everyone does want love, whether we want to admit it or not. But it's up to you to decide, you know?
Yeah. So gorgeous. And so gorgeous, and absolutely I would like love, and I will just say that. Andrew?
I would love, yeah.
Okay, we would all love.
Just not an actor.
No actors. If you're an actor, leave us alone.
Leave me alone. Yeah.
Oh, the poor actors.
I know. Sorry. So thank you so much to everyone who's listening. This was so sweet.